my own experience, I've lived here nearly 30 years. I've been stopped 44 times by the police. I don't know if you can call that racial profiling or not. I do, from my perspective. And a lot of other students and a lot of other people who look like me have had the same or similar experiences.
A couple times I've been pulled over with my friends, but once we got pulled over, it's like we weren't even really getting pulled over for whatever we did. It's like they're more worried about what my name was and where I lived, where I was when I was born. It's like they're asking me more questions than the person who did the actual fault.
I've been walking down the street somewhat late at night, and I've had like 4 cop cars just stop in the middle of the road just because I fit the description, just because I was a black male.
My screen fell out one time, and there were 2 police driving by, and I hopped out the window and just put my screen back in, and I got scared. So I ran into the bushes, and they had stopped, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. So I went to go knock on my door, and they ran up to me, and they were like, what are you doing? What were you doing? I was like, dude, I was hopping on my window. He literally shoved me against the wall. He had my face against the wall and everything. And he was like, you need to stay still. You need to not move again. And I'm 13, and this he's like 6 foot white dude throwing me against the wall, and I'm like maybe 5 foot at the time. The thing that made me run is because I've seen black people get tackled before, and I got really, really scared. Like I my heart started pounding. And like when I went into the bushes, they saw me, and I was like, all right, I just made it worse for myself. So I went up to the door and I knocked on the door, and that's when I felt him shove me against the wall, and that's when like my heart started pounding. I don't know, it's just like it was my reaction because I was so scared. When they drove up to me, I was like, oh my God, what are they gonna think? I just hopped out a window, and I'm a young black man. They're probably just gonna assume.
One of our students, he was at basketball practice, and he was on his way home, basketball in hand, backpack, and a police officer drove up and started to question him, asked him what he was doing, where he was going, where he was coming from. And the student was trying to explain his situation. I just was playing basketball, and I'm on my way home. And before he knew it, there were 2 other cop cars, and they had him on the ground. They took his shirt off, they emptied out his backpack and dumped it on the ground, and questioned him about who he knew, what he was doing, gang relation. And this is a kid who's getting good grades, who's not done anything wrong, who's involved in activities and community, and he's having this same experience that my husband had when he was 13 years old.
I was 13 years old. I was in downtown Eugene. I was on the sidewalk. I didn't even cross the street, jaywalk, nothing. It was 8 o'clock on a Saturday night. They had no cause to come and mess with me. I was standing there on the sidewalk with another African-American friend of mine. We had just came from eating dinner with my parents at the Hilton, and he stops me and says, hey, what are you guys doing out here so late? What are you talking about? It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Hey, will you come here? So he pulls me to the side, another cop car pulls up with the lights on, pulls my friend to the side, a third cop car pulls up, 3 cop cars with the lights on in the middle of downtown. Mind you, I'd never had any encounter with the police before that, except in elementary school when I was sitting in the front seat of a police car taking Polaroid pictures with the little police star sticker that they give you. I'd never been suspended from school. I'd never been had any major disciplinary action done to me at all. And now all of a sudden, I've got this police officer asking me what my gang name is and what I've been in trouble for, and asked me to lift my shirt up and show me any tattoos that I had. I was 13 years old. I didn't have any tattoos. And that was the day that I was put on the gang task force watch list. And I've been scarred by that ever since.
So when we start talking about the issues that are confronting people in Ferguson, Missouri, and Baltimore, in my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, those are the same issues that we face and our young people face in this community on a constant basis. They're subject to open and very clear harassment, with people calling them the N-word, denigrating their ethnicity, denigrating their race. And they're also subject to what we call microaggressions and the subtle forms of racism and discrimination that impact us every day.